would carry the charms. Okay, so they believed that a black spirit boar would stalk the ritual bonfires and attack the last person to leave.
Wow. Dude.
Yeah, right? They would dress up in costumes. Eventually, that idea of the costumes morphed, the masks and all that, because they believed it's like the evil spirits that coming through are tricking them. So they would wear the costumes and the masks to deceive and prank the evil spirits. So it's like trick or treat, like the trick being we're going to prank the evil spirits. We're going to fight fire with fire because they're trying to deceive us with lies and deception. So we're going to throw it back at them as like a magical ritual.
Right.
So they would wear masks and costumes and they would dance around the ritual bonfires on this night with all their charms and sacrifices.
Damn.
So that's where trick or treat comes from. In the North Shetland Isles, it was known as Hallow Mass, which is the night that trolls would come out of the wilderness and steal livestock and crops. So in certain parts of England, it was known as Witch Laden, where people would walk around the foothills in the dark of night with lit candles. If the candle went out, that meant that there was a witch nearby and they were going to be attacked with curses or hexes.
What?
So so I wanted to talk about like how symbols are used. They're like very complex. Like symbolism is so important. As Manly P. Hall said, check it out. Fire book right here, The Secret Teachings of All Ages by Manly P. Hall. It is a phenomenal book. It is one of the most it's about 700 pages with the edition I have, and like it covers. I just opened it to a random page, the Orphic Mysteries.
Oh.
Flip through one, the Sphinx, the Bacchic and Dionysian rites. It has almost the Holy Spirit, like anything you can think of that's esoteric. The Tau cross, the Egyptian Tau, the Crux Ansata, the Ankh.
Damn.
Like it covers everything you can think of. Persian magic, Babylonian, Chaldean, reptiles.
Whoa. Reptiles?
Yeah, right? I didn't even read what it was about. Isis, the Virgin of the World. Anyway, my point is, Manly P. Hall is, if you look at the history of the transmission of occult texts throughout all time, even until now, like up to the 20th century, Manly P. Hall is one of those names where when you get into this subject, he's one of those titanic legendary names that everyone's like, you got to check him out. You got to check him out. You got to check him out. And he was so knowledgeable in the mysteries of the occult and the esoteric that he was actually gifted an honorary 33rd.
Oh, right. We talked about that recently.
On the Jeff Harmon episode.
Yes.
He was gifted an honorary 33rd degree initiation into the Freemasons. And then he had a mysterious death. So it's like, who knows? But my point is, one of his most famous quotes is, symbolism. Can you look this quote up for me? Because I don't know it word for word, but I know the gist of it. Just type like Manly P. Hall quote symbolism language. It's like symbolism is the language of the unconscious mind or something to that effect. But
you got to be pretty cool for your parents to name you Manly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't know if
tell me if I'm on here. This is the first thing that popped up. Symbolism is the language of the mysteries. By symbols, men have ever sought to communicate to each other those thoughts which transcend the limitations of language.
That's it. No, that's it. That's it.
Wow.
And that's what I wanted to talk about. How a lot of these symbols that have existed throughout all the ages of time, they have meanings that are far more complex than we have the bandwidth of like linguistic capabilities to describe and to fathom. So like when you look at a 5-pointed star, or you look at a cross, or you look at, I don't know, an Ankh, or any symbol you can think of, Metatron's cube, whatever, any sacred geometric esoteric symbol, you look at it and it evokes feelings and images and complex thoughts and emotions that go beyond what you can just describe.
Right. That quote is so eloquently
what that's saying.
Describes that.
Yeah. It's like symbols, like there's ritual magic type stuff or ceremonial magic where it's like, drawing certain symbols to connect to the geometry of the lines and the shapes and the angles, and like trying to become in a trance-like state and feel the energy, like getting a square and a compass and drawing out certain pattern. Like there's an actual belief that there is an energy in the math and the numbers of the symbols. Like there's some sort of divine energy that comes from a realm that's beyond the physical world. It's like there's something complex about symbols that is beyond what we can fathom. That's the point.
The compass is part of the Mason logo.
Exactly, and the square.
Yeah, and if you think about it, like there's only so far you can go with like rudimentary spoken or written language. The brain, the human mind is so much bigger than even what we can create as a written or spoken language. Like we can't communicate everything to one another. There are certain things that are just too big for us to even communicate, and
symbolic or metaphorical.
That's where the
abstract.
Yeah,
I think symbolism is like a portal into the spiritual world of the abstract.
Yeah,
there are things that just can't be rationalized. They just can't because they're formless.
Yeah, rationality is like low key, like kind of invented by humanity. Like, if you think about it, like, sure, things kind of work in this realm. They kind of work together or whatever. But in the realm above us, like, we have no clue how any of it works. But we're getting these little drops and these little things from that realm that we can only describe with symbols.
Yeah.
Because that's how it appears to us.
Right.
We're in this silly little rudimentary meat body,
Right. So I say all that to say that traditionally, because of, the symbolism thing, traditionally night has been associated with evil because of the paranoia with the rise of the Christianity in the medieval ages. So you get all the symbolism of witches and spooky demons and spirits in the night. But it's like, symbols don't have to have an evil meaning. I think that anything that exists in nature, even death, is not inherently evil.
Right.
It's inherently natural.
Yes.
It's inherently a part of the process of creation.
Yeah.
So like over time, it became associated with the color black and the color orange, the fires of the night. I guess you could say pumpkins, but I really imagine it's because of the darkness of night and the fires burning into the night. So we have these themes of black and orange of Halloween.
That's so cool.
Which eventually became, witches and demons and spooks and goblins and
right.
In the Shetland Isles, they're thinking goblins are taking their crops, and it morphed into this dark thing. But like before that, it was more like just assisting the spirits into the next realm, So
yeah.
That's my whole point. It's like there's this association to the symbolism, but there might be something more natural behind it that's not understood anymore in modern times,
Yeah, no, absolutely. And who knows, bruh? We didn't live a couple thousand years ago. Maybe there was goblins.
Well, you did, but not in this one.
There was gnomes, bro.
Like
videos on TikToks.
Oh, you ever seen the videos on the TikToks?
I felt like Danny McBride. Like, show me the YouTubes.
Yeah. I mean, dude, if they have a whole like history like that can be observed where they're carrying around specific knives to hoard off goblins, maybe there were goblins.
Wait, y'all don't have a goblin knife?
I do not. I don't have it on me.
Yeah, you got to get y'all a goblin.
Well, I mean, I don't keep it on me all the time.
I definitely want a goblin knife.
Yeah.
I definitely want one.
Yeah. Goblin knife on Goblin Night.
Just my personal reflection on everything here so far is basically like...
Your personal reflection is in Ryan's glasses. I just
correct.
Wanted, yeah.
His angelic reflection.
Yeah.
I'm about to hit him with the light beam.
Sorry, what were you going to say?
No, so it's like... The veil is thin. Do with that what you will, right? You've got some people who are like, oh, I'm going to use this to communicate with my passed away relatives and like usher them into the next life. And then you got other people that are like, the goblins are taking my crops.
yeah, exactly. Over time, it became this ridiculous thing.
That's awesome.
It's crazy. And now we just walk around getting candy from our neighbors.
Wait, so we're the goblins taking the crops?
Oh my God, dude! Yeah, we're the spirits.
We're the goblins.
We are the spirits with the masks and the costumes and coming to steal the crops and the livestock.
Oh my.
The candy corn and
The fruits
the
of your
Tootsie
labor
Rolls,
all
bro.
year. You spent your hard-earned money
The
on that
Tootsie
candy, and
Rolls.
then the goblins just came
Yeah.
and took it.
Yeah.
They're making sacrifices to us.
Yes.
Well, I like how we're saying us, like we still go trick or treating, but we don't.
don't?
I'm almost 30. Like we don't do that, you know.
Ryan is